Belgium. She might have an impact as well on proceedings. Belgium definitely in the hunt for the medal, so this could be another little decisive session here to end on this Thursday. Natasha Baker still alongside me. From a scoring perspective, everyone now there's a chef to keep, some team members working out what needs to be done. You're going to be going tomorrow morning, but obviously they do discard one. Whatever the lowest score is discarded once three have done their tests.
Yeah, so if there's four on a team, the bottom score gets discarded, but as they go along, if we see the standings later on, you'll see that the Netherlands, although three riders have been, the drop score from there won't be counted on the leaderboard.
And at the moment there is Nicole van Dulk is the discard score at the moment. But from Brazil, now he was brilliant in winning the silver medal the other day, scoring 73.366. Now the 15-year-old Don Henrico is the horse he's riding, and it's been a really tough few years for Rodolpho, because at one stage he had aspirations for competing in the able-bodied dressage for Brazil at the Rio Olympics, but then on the way back to see his ill father in 2015 contracted a really vicious form of meningitis, which resulted in him having both legs amputated below the knees, lost some fingers as well, but still within a year was riding in the para dressage at Rio. And clearly with that performance earlier this week suggests that he's now feeling totally at ease on the para dressage stage, and the marks are looking pretty good right from the start here, Natasha.
Yeah, it started to be a really nice test. He had a couple of imbalances in the serpentine and in the first 10-meter circle, but the second one was really good. I'd like to see a little bit more angle in that shoulder in just then, but on the whole it's a really nice partnership. Kind of nearly square, but some pretty good rein back steps.
Mark's all in the sevens at the moment in the main and mid sevens, so he's around about the 73 mark, which is roughly where he was at the start in the individual.
Yeah, it's a very active horse. It's got a lot of natural energy, which is good, and that should help him out here in the pirouettes. Let's see. Yeah, pretty active. Just lost a bit of regularity, but the horse kept going. And this will be quite a hard movement for him, but he's leaning forward to be able to give the rein down, but it looks like he's got some like loops around his hands, which is obviously how he holds the reins, but obviously if the meningitis affected his hands, he'll find it hard.
Well, he lost some fingers
hold.
As well, you see, so
yeah, he'll be finding it hard to hold reins in the conventional way. And that's the great thing about paras, is, you know, we have these compensating aids for a reason, and they are there to make it as similar as possible to an able-bodied person, but obviously it'll never quite be the same as having a full set of fingers and working legs. Good loop there, nice change in the bend. It just creates a really nice picture, this partnership, and I am a bit of a sucker for a chestnut. Lovely transitions.
Right time of year for you then.
Autumn.
Chestnuts coming off the tree.
Yeah. Lovely transition into the medium canter and keeping it for the majority of the circle, yeah, and a good transition back. Oh, yes. Little lack of balance there.
Well, he's getting 7.9, so some high scores coming in various elements of this test for Rodolpho.
Good 10-meter loop. Keeping the activity throughout.
And we know we were talking about the head.
Yeah. This is the frame that you want.
That looks as near as good as it gets, doesn't it?
So that's when the pole is at the highest point and the nose is on the vertical, so just as he's showing there. He dropped the pole a little bit in the last medium canter, but he's kept it much more. So in the medium paces, and this is for the canter and for the trot, you want to see the frame extend a little bit because you're extending the pace. So you want to see the frame extend, but the pole still has to be at the highest point and the nose still has to be on the vertical.
Well, plenty of good scores for the Brazilian, Rodolpho Riskalla, as he comes down the centre line. This is a very good test for the Brazilian, and it's been a terrific week so far. And look at the smile and how he has done that, and quite rightly raising his arm in acknowledgement, and a big pat for his horse Don Henrico, this 15-year-old. Done him proud this week, and has certainly given the Brazilians a good score.